Okay, hopefully we have got our heads around how to count music. Let's move on and learn how to read music. So for reading music, we're going to go back to our nursery rhymes. We're going to have another look at London Bridge is Falling Down. So we've had a look at the time signature, which tells us how to count the music. And we've had a look at bars, and we've had a look at how many beats there are in the bar. And we've had a look at this number, which tells us which note it is gets a beat. Let's have a look at this symbol over here and this symbol down here. Both of these lines you can think of as one line of music, okay? So we play these notes at the same time. This is called the treble clef, and it tells us how we interpret these notes, okay? You got 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can have lines at the top, or you can have lines at the bottom, extra lines for drawing notes that don't fit on the main bit. But this is the thing that we're interested in, okay? What this means is that this note down here is an E. So for those that don't know, musical notes are named after the first 7 letters of the alphabet from A to G, okay? And this, the treble clef, tells us that this note here is an E. And then what happens is they go up alphabetically. You get a note on the line and you get a note in the space, and they just go up alphabetically. So that's an E, that's an F, that's a G, that's an A, that's a B, that's a C, that's a D, that's an E, and that's an F. If there are only 7 notes on the musical staff, and a piano keyboard or a guitar or whatever instrument you're playing is capable of playing a lot more than 7 notes, how do you actually know how to pitch the notes that you're finding here? How do you know which E it is or which F, G it is? Okay, and that's why we have this. This tells us where we start our notes. Noteflight is a fantastically useful app. One of the really useful things about it is you can have a keyboard. So I've got a piano keyboard across the bottom of my screen here. And I don't know if you can see that, it's a bit faint, but you've got a treble clef there and you've got a bass clef there. Okay, so that gives you a bit of a hint. The treble clef deals with the notes at this end, which you might typically play with your right hand if you're playing on a piano. And the bass clef is about these notes here, which you typically play with your left. Just a few words about how to find notes on a piano keyboard if you've got one. So you'll see there that's it says C4. I don't know if you can read it again. So that's the 4th occurrence of C, or the 4th octave of C. An octave is 8 notes, starting with the root note here, which is a C, and then you go D, E, F, G, A, B, and then it's another C again. So that's called an octave. 8 notes from one note, do the same note, but double the pitch, okay? You always find a C on a piano keyboard next to these 2 black notes, okay? So slightly to the left of these 2 black notes is a C, okay? Slightly to the left of these 3 black notes is F, okay? And you can just fill in the blanks from there. So you go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then back to C. The treble clef tells us that this E here is the E to the right of middle C. So it's that note there. And there it is, okay? I don't know if it'll do it, but sometimes if you click on these notes, it'll play them on the keyboard. There you go. Yeah, so that's a G, and you've got there E, F, G on your keyboard, okay? Let's have a look at this. This is the bass clef, and you'll see here that the bass clef deals with the lower notes on the left of the keyboard. The line at the bottom of the bass clef is a G, okay? And we just go up alphabetically again. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And that's how you read the bass clef. So, this note at the top of the bass clef, this line here, is an A, okay? And the A is to the left of middle C. So middle C's there, C4, middle C, same thing. You got your B, you got your A. So that A there on a piano keyboard is the top line of the bass clef. The bottom of the treble clef is the E to the right of middle C, so C, D, E, it's that one. And the top of the bass clef is the A to the left of middle C. And that's how we work that out. What I would like to talk about now are a couple of tricks that we can use to help us read the notes whilst we're playing or whilst we're producing our music. Okay, so we're back with the treble clef and the bass clef. And in this bar here, I have written a bunch of eighth notes, quavers, and I've put them on each of the lines. The lines, by the way, I don't know if I've said this yet, you can call it the staff or you can call it the stave. You hear it called different things. All right, so the little trick we have for remembering the notes on the lines, we say, every good bunny deserves fudge, okay? Every good bunny deserves fudge. And then we know E, G, B, D, F. And those are the notes on the lines. Moving over here, I've got the notes in the gaps, okay? And the notes in the gaps for the treble clef are really easy because they spell the word face. You've got F, A, C, E, which spells the word face. Let's have a look at the bass clef. So remember, with the bass clef, we start with a G. So, and again, we've got a note in the gap and a note on the line. So we go G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay? So, again, I've started with the notes on the lines, and we have a rhyme, again, involving fudge to help us remember this. This time, we go, good bunnies deserve fudge always, okay? Good bunnies deserve fudge always. Another way of remembering it is good birds don't fly away, okay? So either of those two things. Moving over to the lines on the bass clef that are in the spaces, we have A, C, E, G, and a good way to remember that is all cows eat grass, okay? All cows eat grass. So, treble clef. On the lines, every good bunny deserves fudge. And then we've just got face, F, A, C, E. Bass clef, good bunnies deserve fudge always, and all cows eat grass. And that's how you remember the notes.